Hello guys, and welcome back. Oh god. Oh no, go away. Don't want that. There we go. Oh god, what's going on? Anyway, hello, sorry, got a bit mistracked there. Reason I'm uploading the episode so soon, I figured out how to get the... Oh, there we go. I figured out how to get the, how to get the controls on the PS3 controller. I actually use a PS3 controller actually. Figured out how to get them working, so I figured out... Sorry, just a bit sidetracked. I figured that I'd use them, and I was quite excited that I got it working, because now it's a lot easier to play. Obviously I'm still going to have to get used to it, but this is a lot better. This is a lot easier to use. And so, I might just reassign the controllers. Not the controls, the controllers. What? Sorry, just massive mind fart right now. I'm just going to be a second whilst I reset the controls. Right guys, I'm back. They were all set, so it worked a bit weirdly. Just a minute. Like I said, I'm still getting the hang of this. But it's just B and A, which is like sword, and roll were the same, so I couldn't roll, so I was just sorting that out. But it's all good now. So what we need to do now is we need to burn the cobweb over there, up there, just in front of me, so we can get to the next area. Now, to do that, we need to get the flame from over here, using the sticks. I think it's just a heart in that chest, so I'll just leave that. And you've got to not let the flame go in the water. There we go. Oh no, I just wanted to put it away. But in this next room, this little guy gives you a combination. See, this is so much easier now to use the combination to open the room to Goma. And when he stops prancing around, there we go. So he tells us the combination, and you've got to kill 3 of those with him in a row. And so I think it's the order's 2, 3, 1. Yeah, but I can just tell I'm gonna forget that. And I remember the problem I always had was that sometimes it's hard to tell if it's like 2, 3, 1 is in the second, the third, and the first, or the second one first. It makes sense in my head, but basically that was something that always confused me, and I'd struggle to get it right. Navi, telling us stuff we don't need to know. But basically, there's a little switch that you dive on, and it raises the water level, or lowers it or something, and you've just got to do it at the right time, so that when that comes back, you can only dive down for like 3 seconds, but that's something we'll be able to do better, like when we're old Link. Oops, are we gonna miss it? No. That was a massive fail. Gonna miss it again now, aren't we? No, we're good. It's all good. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate. Right, and then... Oh, and quick fun fact. If you look on this must be like one of the earliest versions of Ocarina of Time, because it is a ROM, and I'm using an emulator to play it, but oh, just go away, Navi, I want to show them. But basically, if you look at this here, that is the crescent moon, which is considered, I don't know, but they didn't want it in the game. And like you get a shield which also has this symbol on, and they didn't want it in the game, so in a later version it's replaced with a different symbol, but that's the crescent moon, which I don't want to get it wrong, but it's a symbol for a religion. I'm not sure which, but I don't want to say in case I'm wrong. And yeah, they got it removed, and so in a later version they replaced it with that. Sometimes you don't. It's not. This isn't a particularly hard way to open a door, but sometimes you just recognise it. Like when you go in a room and you see those, you just think, oh, well that's got to be something. Like when you see the empty torches, you know, you can light it. Right now, I think this is the room. Yeah. This is. I know I haven't actually said it yet, but this is one of those rooms that used to terrify me. I'll tell you why in a second. I'm not sure if you can see those up there. Oops. Those are basically baby Gomas, which is the boss in this. And these used to scare me, and so I'd have to walk around the edges so they didn't kill me. Because normally you're supposed to fight them, but I don't know. These used to terrify me. There's another thing, like Goma, just in general, Goma used to scare me, and I'm failing pretty bad here. But Goma used to scare me a lot as well. And I never actually got past Goma when I was a kid. I just refused to like play it. Right, they're gone. We can come back to this place. Like I figured that when I've completely finished the series, if there's things I've missed out, like heart containers, which is in the top left, you can get extra life. Then I'll come back and do like extras and like complete the game 100%. And this is a place you can come back. You can put a bomb there, which isn't a very smart idea. And fire in a Deku tree isn't exactly a good idea either. But basically, you can put a bomb there, and then I think there's a Skulltula behind there. A Skulltula? That might not be right. A gold Skulltula, which you can, like I said, use to get a bigger wallet and stuff like that. Sorry if this is all a bit rushed. It's just I know what I'm doing because I've played this before, and especially this dungeon I've done many times before. So I'm not really good at it, so I won't be able to whiz through it. But right, now we can push this block down, so if we ever need to get back here, then it'll be quite easy because we can just jump onto this ledge. Just a bit more. There we go. I remember there was a way, I can't remember how to do it now, but you could like, you'd get out a stick and you'd bounce off that, you'd take damage off that Deku Baba in the corner, whoops, and then you could get that torch up there instead of having to run all the way across from here, but don't remember how to do that. Instead you've just got to get it from over here. And then something that took me a long time to figure out was here, is you've got to click the button that you use for your shield to get down here. Which is pretty neat, because that like bobs you down, it makes you crouch down. Alright, so I think from what that guy said, it's this guy first. 2, 3, because this guy's the third one. Oh, I remember. I wasn't sure if it was like I just struggled with the order because it's 2, 3, 1, which could mean the second one first, the third one second, and then the first one third, or it could mean because it's 2, 3, 1, it could mean the third one first, and then you see. I hope you see what I mean. I'm not sure if I've explained that very well, but that's what used to confuse me. And remember, this especially was one of those things that, like, there's a part in Phantom Hourglass as well where it's an order, and I couldn't tell if it meant this one first, this one second, or if it meant the fourth one first, for instance. If you can see on the compass in the map in the bottom right, that's because of the compass. It tells us that there's a boss because of that skull. This is intense. Basically, you can see it now. That's Gomer up there, in the middle of my screen now, and that used to terrify me as a kid. I remember coming up to this door once, and after we go past this point, the door closes, and I remember going in through once, and I just turned off my Nintendo 64 because it absolutely terrified me. It's not so bad now, obviously, but it was just something that really used to scare me so much, I'm not gonna lie. The door closed behind me now, and I remember I shot myself. It's obviously not that bad now, but I looked at her and then just turned it off. And I don't even remember being that scary, but I remember my mum did it for me once, and then I like deleted the save by accident, and then I was just gutted because I could never. No, I don't know. Now she'll like lay some babies or something that we have to kill. This is like, you've got your shield out and you stab, and I think it does a bit more damage. Oh, you're attacking the wrong bit, Link. There we go. Normally, I'm not gonna lie, normally it's a lot trickier than that. And you've got to like shoot her from the roof, and then she'll drop some babies. But I think whilst you put your shield out, and then you knife at the same time, and I think it does more damage. Which is something I learned from a speedrun I watched. And after you do each boss, you get a heart container. And that basically means now instead of 3 hearts of life, I've got 4. Which basically means I can take more damage. And then you go through this portal, and then it takes you back to the start. And then for the first 3 you get, I can't remember what they're called, a sacred stone, yeah, that's it. For the first 3 dungeons, as a kid, you get a sacred stone. And then the dungeons that you do as an adult, you get a medallion. And they all do something, but still got a couple more to go. Sorry, never mind. When I told my friend that I was doing this, he told me that I should commentate, like when it says now listen carefully, I should read it out, but I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm sure if you wanted to read it, you could read it yourself, but I've not got the best commentating voice. That's Ganondorf, the one you just saw riding on the horse. He's like the bad guy. It's a lot easier though with the PS3 controller. I've hooked it up using. I just googled it and I found some drivers for it because normally you wouldn't be able to, but I found some drivers for it and I hooked it up using a cable, and it works really well. It works a lot better than I thought it would. I've got it hooked up to the buttons aren't in the same places as on the Nintendo 64 controller, but it works just as well. But it's much easier than using the arrow keys on your keyboard instead. noticed after watching that, but it's quite religious, this little part of it. I've never really considered, well, I've never really thought about it, but it's quite religious, this part of Link. Like, other than going around killing things and with your sword, but it's got quite a religious side to it. If you didn't really understand that, I'll try to explain it, but basically Ganondorf is a guru... Wait, let me say this properly. A Gerudo, who, and there's only a male Gerudo born like every 100 years. Don't ask how they reproduce, that's something I've always wondered, but and basically he wants the power from this thing called the Triforce, which is like all the power that you could ever want. And he has the Triforce of power. Link has the Triforce of Courage, and someone that we're about to meet later on has the Triforce of Wisdom, and he wants all three so he can have ultimate power. And he's taken some of the power from the Deku tree, that's that person there, that tree there, and so that's why he put the curse on him, to get the stone off him, so he could open a door to the Sacred Realm, and they didn't let him, they stopped him, the sages. Again, something you'll find out later, it's quite complicated, but and then that's just something about each of the three, because there's three triangles in the Triforce, and they represent different things, which it kind of explained, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And this is the stone that Ganondorf tried to get, so he could open the this door, Door of Time, so he could then get the Triforce. But you'll understand later, I hope. But yeah. That's slow text because basically he's dying. Maybe it's because I've got anti-aliasing or anisotropic filtering on or something, but it's really like weird when you see like a really nice texture that's really high quality, like Link. If you look at Link in the, well, you can't see him now, but compared to like the rest of the I'll show you afterwards, but it's quite a big difference. I'll show you in a minute. Like from really high quality to really low resolution textures. But I'm not complaining because obviously Nintendo 64 is like 15 years old now. But if you look at Link, just wait for this to move. If you look at Link and then you look at the texture behind it, it's quite a big difference. I remember on Nintendo 64 though it wasn't like that. They were sort of matched each other. Do before we go. We're gonna need some money, so I will do this quick thing. This was like the hardest thing ever on the original Nintendo 64. I remember I really struggled doing that. I don't think there's much to do, but I think we can get a larger sack for our slingshot, which means it can hold more bullets, so I guess we'll go try that. I don't know what that was all about, it's just I saw it in the speed run and it's a lot quicker than walking normally, so give it a try. Got to hit a bullseye, I think, every time. Left a bit, down a bit. There we go. so he just fired something out of his nose at me. Still, I'm really grateful, nonetheless. But that basically means we can hold more slingshot bullets. Let's go this way, let's pick our way out. But now we want to, if you were reading what the Decatry said, he wants us to head to Hyrule Castle to meet the princess, and so we can find out where to find the other stones and stop Ganondorf from taking all the power. Before we couldn't get through here, this guy was guarding, but now we can. And that's Saria, the same person who has a bit of a crush on Link. And now she'll give us an ocarina, which you can use to play songs on, which comes in handy. I've got a bit sidetracked though. This was originally just going to be like a bit of a test recording to see what it was like using the PS3 controller, but I jumped down the thing by accident, and then so I'll stop recording after this when we get to Hyrule. It's a bit of an awkward instrument, but you need it anyway. Oh, the text is so slow sometimes. Like, when it's telling you bits about the story, that's fine, I don't mind, because I read that as well, but when it's bits about telling you how to play an ocarina, it's just, no, I don't care. We get like an upgraded ocarina at some point that's like blue, and yeah, I suppose I'll wait till the time comes though. Now Link gets all embarrassed and like backs off and runs away. I don't know why I find that funny, it's just a bit silly I suppose. This is Hyrule Field. The bit you saw at the start of like the panoramic scene view, that's where we need to head. And that owl there is the most annoying thing in this game. You go up to him and he'll just mumble forever and he won't stop. But anyway, I'm going to stop recording here and I'm going to see what you're going to have to struggle with at the start of next video. That thing up there, wait, you can't see it, he is like the bane of my existence. He's just the most frustrating thing ever. But anyway, I'll see you next time guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, leave a like if you have. Bye.